Gen Z, they are not too sensitive. They're the first generation whose emotions were trained by notifications, algorithms, and public reactions. So yes, people listen to them more than ever, but they still feel misunderstood because the response they get is usually the wrong type of support, not ignored, not invisible, just unheard in the way that actually matters. This is what confuses older generations. Gen Z talks openly about mental health. They explain how they feel. They post, share, and name emotions in ways no generation before them did. Research shows nearly half of Gen Z adults report a diagnosed mental health condition, and unlike generations before them, they're willing to talk about it publicly. So why do conversations still feel like they miss the mark? Why does a 20-year-old sometimes feel more understood by a 12-year-old than by someone twice their age? It's not maturity, it's not intelligence, it's something else. Your brain doesn't learn how to process emotions randomly. It learns based on the environment you grow up in. Millennials developed emotionally before smartphones. Feelings were mostly private. Gen Z got smartphones in middle school. Studies show most teens had constant access and spent hours a day on social platforms. That's not just screen time. That's a developing brain learning that emotions get immediate external feedback. You post something vulnerable, then you wait. Did anyone validate it, ignore it, misunderstand it? Over time, your nervous system wires itself around those feedback loops. You don't just want a response, you need someone to recognize the feeling before trying to fix it. But here's the problem. Most people older than Gen Z learned that support means solutions. But when a Gen Z person opens up about something heavy, the response is usually familiar. You'll get through this. Don't overthink it. Here's what you should do. That style of care was shaped in the 90s and early 2000s, when support meant solution, fix the problem, move forward. But under stress, the human brain doesn't want solutions first. Research by UCLA psychologist Dr. Shelley Taylor shows many people need emotional co-regulation before problem solving, something she calls the tend and befriend response. Gen Z isn't asking, how do I fix this? They're asking, do you understand why this feels massive to me right now? And when that step is skipped, even good advice can feel dismissive. Feeling understood has to come before feeling helped. Meanwhile, Gen Alpha doesn't separate online from real life. For them, there is no separation. They communicate through memes, silence, tone shifts, and references. They don't need the full explanation. Same context, same environment, same people. So it's not about age, it's about listening, which matters. Now, psychologists call this an environmental mismatch. Some people learned emotional regulation in private. Others learned it in public. Neither is wrong, neither is broken. But without understanding that gap, conversations keep missing their mark, and everyone walks away feeling unheard. If you've ever walked away thinking, why did I have to explain that so much? You're not broken, you're not too sensitive, you're fluent in an emotional language most people were never taught. So, what does recognition actually look like? And it's simpler than you think. Before you offer a solution, reflect back what you heard. Not what you think they should feel, what they actually said they're feeling. It sounds like, I hear you, that sounds really overwhelming right now. Or it makes sense that you'd feel that way given everything going on. You're not agreeing with their conclusion, you're validating their experience. And here's what changes. The moment someone feels seen, their nervous system starts to calm. They stop defending. They stop repeating themselves. They can finally move forward because feeling understood isn't just nice to have, it's how trust gets built. If you want to close that gap, start here. Before advice, offer recognition. That one shift changes everything. Being heard, being understood, that means learning to listen in a completely different way. What kind of support actually makes you feel understood, and what kind just makes you have to defend how you feel? Subscribe to Heal Space for deeper conversations like this.